Okay, guys, we might as well kickstart. It's 12 o'clock. Welcome to the Unibuddy session on Masters in Management. I'm Paul Davis, and I'm going to take you through the MSc in Management Business and the MSc in Management Strategy. So today's the 4th of December, 2024. So what's the purpose? Well, DCU has a mission to educate business leaders and professionals for the global marketplace. And what we state is through our teaching, research, and our engagement with industry, we proactively contribute to the development of individuals, industry, and society. Purpose of the two masters is to actually build on that mission statement through acting out physical incorporations of it. So the business management takes people with non-cognate, non-business degrees and takes them through to create business leaders and professionals built on their undergraduate skills and introduce them into business. The business strategy builds on students who come with strategy or business skills and business undergraduate degrees and specialize them so that they become almost incorporated into policy making and consultancy. Two very different approaches, but there are similarities between them. Both of them are situated in the DCU Business School. And you can see that we've got quite a lot of accreditations, but the most important ones are that we're AACSB, we're EQUIS accredited, and we're AMBA accredited. So we have the triple accreditation. So that places in the top 1% of business schools globally, which means that you are coming for a well-rounded education in a very good institution. The two programs are slightly different. We have a general entry to the programs, but we share in the first semester a common set of modules. Those are in the green color that we have. So for those coming in, we'll look at a sustainable operations module, which encompasses accounting for business decision-making, financials, sustainable finance, and sustainable operations. And the three of those are incorporated into a blended module. So you'll do some of it online and some of it in class. On the other side of the semester, we've also got marketing, geopolitics and economics, and digital transformation and sustainable change. And again, we're incorporating business elements. Purpose of bringing the two groups together is that there's a shared level of experiences that people can bring both to the sustainable operations and to the geopolitics and the digital marketing. And what we're trying to do with two cohorts mixed together is actually try show an understanding that it isn't just being a specialist in an area, but that you need to rely on a variety of different skill sets and different people to actually then practice in business. Excuse me. In the second semester, though, we start dividing out the two cohorts. So in the second semester, or depending on when we enter, we'll talk a little bit about the different entries. We take more pragmatic skills of business process innovation, consulting and project management, along with some digital skills. And we start giving a different set of skill sets to, excuse me, to the business management students. On the other side of it, we start going into strategy in a little bit more detail by taking strategy and leadership, operation strategy, and marketing strategy. So again, more specialist work for the strategic content. The Masters in Business Management Strategy, we move you towards an applied research project. The Masters in Business Management, we move you towards an applied business project. The applied business project may be a simulation. It may be actual practical in place as a group working with a company. The dissertation may be a group project whereby you're carrying out a group piece of work in terms of developing a research proposal and then developing a research practice piece, or it may be an individual dissertation. And again, this will vary on choices as we go through the programs. When we look at the two structures, and again, these slides will be available to you, you'll see that roughly you've got 35, and then 20 credits. So top modules are 35 credits in each semester. And then we have a 20 credit, either practicum or dissertation. So the MSBM structure is very clear, and the MSSM structure is also very clear. And again, the reason that we break them down this way is so that people can actually see what it's like. Classes during semesters, roughly 12 to 16 hours a week, but then there may be tutorials. We've tried to reduce down the level of exams, so the bulk of it is continuous assessment. During the summer period, which is May, June, July, and August, we do the practicum, the applied business project, and dissertations. And we, of course, have resits for those students who may have some difficulty in getting through the first time round. Workload, to just give an indication, you're looking at 45 to 50 hours a week. 40 hours is average, but there are some weeks as you get closer to assessment, people arrive over, and some people may actually be doing jobs, but we always recommend it is a full-time course, and you need to be very clear of the commitment that you're making to do this piece of work. Typical academic year goes semester 1, semester 2, and summer period. But because we've now got entry point in semester 2, students can enter semester 2. They will still do their practicum or dissertation over the summer period and link it to semester 1, but then they will also do semester 1 in September. So we have an entry point in both September, where you do your standard traditional semester 1, semester 2, or you have an entry point in semester 2 at the beginning of January, where you do your semester 2 summer period and then you complete your semester 1. Both programs aim to complete your full 90 ECTS credits within a 12-month period. And that's the key part here. We're trying to get you out within a 12-month period. We don't particularly want you to be hanging on. We want you to gain employment. We want you to move on. The assessments are mixed. We have some exams, but we have continuous assessment, and we have a range of summative and formative assessment with feedback from individual lecturers. The assessments take place as and when the lecturer tells you, but generally you can allow for 2 assessments per module with up to 3 assessments. And generally, we submit everything via a online learning platform. So we don't just operate a standard just teaching and you come to class notes. We also have an online platform. And again, what we are very clear on is that there is a clear declaration with every assignment of your own work. We try to avoid plagiarism where possible. What I'd like to say is that the workload is quite intensive, but where we talk about assessment and where we talk about exams, you are adult learners. So there's a great deal of reflexivity in terms of having to sit back and think about what you're learning and how you use it. So people will come with a variety of skills, whether I come with a music degree, whether I come with an economics degree, whether I come with a strategy degree or an engineering degree. You all have critical thinking skills at an undergraduate level. We try build on those skill sets to either give you the specialist within the strategy management or to give you the generalist within the business management, such that you can go out and work in any industry. Type of roles out there vary from consultancy right the way through to leaders and team leaders within individual sales, marketing, HR. So there's quite a variety of roles. What people tend to settle in is that they come with their own undergraduate degrees and they use the masters as an access to general business, but their undergraduate dictates where some of their passions lie. So you may be a music graduate, but you want to get into the general business of music, and so you'll use this masters as an access route through there. You may be an engineer with mechanical engineering, but you want to go in at the management level, so you're hoping to do a master's in business to give you a broader overview. Or you may be an economics graduate who wants to actually specialize with some more research skills around strategy, and you want to bring that to play. So it's quite open. The 2 programs share quite a bit, but they are very different programs. The MSSM, the Masters in Strategic Management, is for those graduates who come with an undergraduate degree in business or associated topics, whereas the Masters in Business Management comes for those with a degree in any subject except business, and that's the key part. I'm available to answer any questions. What I'm going to do now is hand over to my colleague Ray. So I'm going to stop sharing and then I'm going to hand over to Ray. Hopefully Ray is there. So Ray, please bear with me while I stop sharing. And I'll let you come on then, Ray, if you can. And I'll stop my video and mute, and we'll hand over to Ray to do the introduction, and then I'll be available at the end to answer any questions that you have.
Hi everyone, so you're all very welcome to the webinar for the MSc Management, Operations and Supply Chain. And in terms of the structure for this webinar, I'll just take you through the program, the modules and the curriculum. And then I will leave 10 minutes at the end of the session for any questions you may have on the program. So just to give a little introduction to myself, my name is Dr. Raymond Tracy, and I'm the Program Chair of the MSc Management, Operations and Supply Chain here in DCU Business School. And my role is that I am an assistant professor of operations management. So my main teaching areas will be lean management, supply chain management, and operational resilience as well. And just that if you have any questions, on this presentation, even after the event, feel free to contact me by email, and you can see my email there on screen as well, raymond.tracy@dcu.ie. But I just want to give a little bit of information about the MSc in operations. And first of all, the MSc in Management, Operations and Supply Chain is a 1-year, 90-credit full-time program. And 24-25 was actually the inaugural year of the program. So it was the first year that the program was actually run within the DCU Business School. And 25-26 will obviously be the second year that the program has been run. But as a testament to the strength of the program was ranked 23rd in the top 25 MSCs and supply chain management programs in the world for 24-25 by the QS World Rankings. So we're obviously very delighted with that ranking. And we are now taking applications for September 2025. And crucially, because this master's focuses on operations and supply chain, it's not just relevant to business students, but also engineering students or students with a computing background, or even students with a statistics background as well. For instance, this year on the program, we have a small cohort of students who come from an engineering background as well. So why was the MSc in Operations launched? Well, as you're probably aware, supply chains are becoming increasingly more complex. Supply chains are increasingly becoming more digitized. So you now have a lot of data to manage within supply chains. So skills such as data analytics are becoming increasingly important within industry. And also supply chains are also becoming, because supply chains operate on a global scale, they're also you have to manage risk as well. We've seen in the past few years, we faced risk, from the COVID pandemic, and here in Europe as well specifically, there's been risks in terms of, the fallout from Brexit and, the Ukraine-Russia war as well. So this has also had, effects on supply chains, and in some cases has led to disruptions. But the key observation now is that there's a demand for more specific expertise and skill sets within the supply chain management field, particularly in areas such as data analytics and simulation. So in terms of the overall program structure and the curriculum for the MSc in Management, Operations and Supply Chain, on the screen here, hopefully you can see the Semester 1 modules. And in this table, you have the module code, the module title, the method of assessment, and the research credits assigned to each module. And I should be highlighting at this stage that the program is a good blend of more management-oriented modules and more technically oriented operations modules as well. When it comes to the management side of things, in Semester 1, you will have a module entitled Operations and Process Management for Resilience. So that looks at the management of risks within supply chains, how risks can be mitigated and, more importantly, avoided. So that's a more management-oriented module. You'll also have more technical-oriented modules, such as that of operational analytics. And that looks at how you can leverage and transform operational data to enhance operational decision-making. And in that module, you'll be using various software packages such as Excel and Jamovi, which is an R-based statistics package. So that module is obviously a lot more technical. But as you can see in Semester 1, it'll be a good balance between the more management and technical operations modules. The same can also be said for Semester 2. You'll have a completely new suite of modules. So again, you'll have the more management-focused modules such as project management and sustainable transport and logistics, with sustainability being an important topic within global supply chains, obviously. And then again, you'll have more technically focused modules as well, such as simulation for decision making, where in this module, you'll be tasked with running simulations on various operational scenarios. And simulation is very helpful in supply chains because it allows you to optimize processes, but it also can be used from a resilience standpoint as well, in that you can simulate the effect of disruptions in the supply chain as well to assess the impact of potential disruptions and how they might impact your supply chain. Moving on, then we also have year-long modules, and these are modules that take place across both semester 1 and semester 2. An example of a year-long module on this program will be research methods for storytelling. So that's designed to support your dissertation module as well, where you'll learn about different research approaches and different methods of data collection. So that's designed obviously then to support your research dissertation. And just on the methods of assessment for the program, as you'll see, all the modules are 100% continuous assessment. So as opposed to having an end-of-year exam, instead you will be assessed over the duration of the modules. And you'll have various types of coursework, such as group projects, for instance, individual written assignments, group presentations, and this kind of thing. And as I mentioned, you will have a research dissertation to complete as well, and this is worth 20 credits. And I'll speak a little bit more now on the dissertation. So as mentioned, you will complete a research dissertation in the field of operations management, and this will be worth 20 credits. And within the dissertation, you will attempt to answer a research question of your choice, of course, within the operations management field. And your research question should be as novel as possible and ideally contribute something to the literature base as well. And the thesis should be between 15 and 20,000 words in length. But you won't be alone on this dissertation journey. You will have an expert from the operations management group assigned to you to help supervise your thesis as well. So within this program, the MSc in Operations and Supply Chain, we hope to equip you with the following skills. The first is we hope to enhance your technical skills, and that relates, to skills specific to data analytics and simulation, for instance, because as I mentioned, you'll be taking operational analytics modules and simulation modules. So we'll be using a lot of different software packages. For data analytics, you will be using Excel and Jamovi, and for simulation, you'll be using a software package called AnyLogic as well to run simulations. You should also be able to enhance your conceptual skills, and that relates to your ability to, evaluate different problems within operations management. So you'll be developing, your problem-solving skills, your creative thinking skills, and also your ethical judgment skills. And you should also be able to enhance your interpersonal skills on this program as well, in terms of your communication, teamwork, and leadership skills, because you'll be taking, obviously group-based projects, you'll be working a lot on teams and different assignments. You will be able to enhance your interpersonal skills as well. And lastly, you will also enhance your written communication skills because, as I mentioned, you'll be involved in writing individual assignments, and you'll also be involved in writing a dissertation as well. So you will clearly enhance your written communication skills as well. So, this program will enhance your skill sets across all the core areas. And the main benefit of this program is, as I mentioned, it offers a blend of more technical modules and more management modules, which will enhance your technical skills and both your conceptual skills and written communication skills as well. In addition to the modules that you'll be undertaking, we also offer students on the course the opportunity to complete an online Six Sigma certification. So students will have the chance to complete a yellow belt in Six Sigma. And this is because we have partnered with the AIGPE group, which is the Advanced Innovation Pro Excellence group. And they offer a range of different operations management certificates to students and customers. So we've signed up for the yellow belt. So students on this program will be able to undertake Lean Six Sigma yellow belt certification absolutely free of charge as well. And that certification, will not only enhance your own learnings and understanding of Six Sigma, but it's also a certification as well that you can, put in your CV as it is an industry recognized certificate as well. And just lastly, the program also has strong links to industry as well. We collaborate with the Dublin Lean Network, which is a practitioner network of various employees and management that operate within organizations throughout Ireland who are implementing lean management, for instance. So we will also have a number of guest lecturers from industry come in and give lectures on topics such as lean management, Six Sigma, and that kind of thing. And we're also partnered with companies in industry as well. An example here is Blue Crux, which are a Belgian supply chain software solutions company. And, they offer they're a consultancy company basically, so they will also come in for guest lectures as well and give you a consultancy perspective on operations as well. So yeah, one of the main benefits of this program is that we have, very strong links to industry, and that's important because then we can give you that industry perspective when we have people to come in and give guest lectures. And lastly, just in terms of the entry requirements, if you're applying to this program, you should have a 2:1 honours degree in a relevant discipline. And, this program is not just of interest to business students, but as mentioned, it will be also of interest to engineering students, computing students, students coming from a statistics or maths background. And, for applicants who maybe hold a 2:1 in a non-relevant discipline, if you have maybe relevant work experience in that maybe you've worked in operations or logistics before and you have at least 3 years work experience, you may also be considered for the program as well, should you apply. And lastly, applicants who have achieved a 2:2 honours degree may still obtain a place on the program, but that will depend obviously on the availability of places and also obtaining high grades in relevant modules on the undergraduate programs. So that would mean like obtaining grades, on maybe high grades in operations management focused modules, or in business statistics or that kind of thing. Okay. And if you're interested in applying to the program, you can apply using the DCU Business School website, and you can see the URL here at the top of the screen. Or if you want, you can scan the QR code on screen now, and that will take you to the page for the MSc in Operations and Supply Chain, where you can apply as well. So that's it for this presentation. If you have any more questions, on the program after today's event, we will be taking a Q&A session now after this presentation. But if you have any more questions, in the coming weeks, feel free to email me, and my email is on screen there. It's raymond.tracy@dcu.ie. And for any queries, on the admissions processes or anything related to visas, you can contact international admissions at dcu.ie. So thank you very much for your attention today, and now I will open up the floor for the Q&A session.
A couple of notes for students, by the way, who are applying in and from outside the EU. If you're applying in from outside the EU, you may require a visa for studying in Ireland. Please allow anywhere between 8 to 10 weeks for the visa to be processed. So please build that into your timescale for when you're putting your application in, for when you wish to get approval of your application, and then when you actually apply for your visa. Semesters tend to start straight away. So when we start our lectures, we start them in week 1, and assessments are generally handed out in week 2/3. So students who are missing the first couple of weeks may miss assessments. We understand there may be some delays in processing visa applications, but we ask that you please take that into account as part of your application process. No, you don't, Susmita. You don't need to learn any extra business courses. We'll get you fully up to speed with the business language that you're going to be using, and hopefully that you'll enjoy the experience. So I look forward to seeing you next autumn 2025. Many students who apply for our courses also apply for a 1G visa, which can give you an extension to stay on and to do some work in Ireland. Ireland is a country full of multinationals, and there are some good opportunities out there. But again, we remark that the economic environment may change, but it is important to note that many of our students are looking to stay on in Ireland for 1 to 2 years after they graduate in order to gain that professional experience before moving on again. For those of you also coming from abroad, please remember that exams in the first semester, semester 1, which runs from September, will take place before December. So in other words, they'll take place at the end of November, beginning of December. So if people are planning trips, they need to take into account the academic timetable. The academic timetable for most students and for 2025-2026 in general is published on the DCU website. I'd ask that you look at that because I know quite a few students try to do some planning around when they can travel home, when they can travel back. It is your responsibility to ensure that you check all timetables and that you actually comply with if there are exams turning up to those exams. We cannot take any responsibility for you not being there. If you get an opportunity, go on to our LinkedIn pages. You'll find the MSc in Business Management has a LinkedIn page, and the MSc in Operations and Supply also has a business page on LinkedIn. But also follow the DCU Business School on the LinkedIn pages as well, and you'll see plenty of interactions from our graduates to date, and you'll find out what some of those graduates have been doing. And again, when you apply through the process, the admissions office will help you and will also give you some advice in terms of setting you up to be able to talk to some past students. Again, be conscious that you are coming to a capital city. We may be in North Dublin, but we're a capital city, and accommodation is priced as appropriate for a capital city of a European nation. So again, please check your budgets just to make sure that you're going to be okay with that. Correct. So, Guillermo, what we're looking at is the management, MSc in Management Business is for those students who do not have a degree in business, and the MSc in Business Management Strategy is for those that do have a degree in business. There are some common subjects in what we would call the September to December semester, and then there are distinct subjects that separate out students. And then we also separate students out between the two programs, as in the business students will do an applied business project, whereas the research or the strategy students will do an applied research project. So one will be research focused, one will be more business oriented and problem solving focused. So they're quite distinct outcomes, but they do have some commonality between them. And as I said, the business management is for those without a degree in business, whereas the strategy management is for those with a degree in business or equivalent. I suppose, Raymond, are the lecturers nice?
Yep. Oh, the great lectures.
They're very friendly as well, aren't we?
Yeah. Great expertise as well.
I think that's important to note, is that we're a good faculty that enjoys working with students and have done for many years.
Mm-hmm.
So please don't be afraid of asking us questions, even outside of this forum. And if there's any faculty that you're actually interested in talking to directly, don't hesitate to email them either. Faculty are always very good at answering questions. So if you need further clarity, please don't hesitate in talking to us directly.
Absolutely. Just to mirror that from the student recruitment side, guys, the faculties are all very approachable and very friendly and very eager to help as well. And just to note as well, you can talk to students as well on our Uni Buddy feature, which obviously anyone using the platform already will be aware of, but the students are there. We've just seen another question there for the MSc in Operations and Supply Chain, Raymond.
Yep.
So what are some of the most interesting, I think, application fields for an MSc in Operations Supply Chain graduate? I think they're looking for employment areas, possibly.
Yeah, well, there's, as I mentioned, there's a range of different employment areas. We offer a range of different modules on our program, operational analytics and, everything from operational analytics to project management to sustainable supply chain management. So obviously you can apply for roles, in operational analytics. You can also apply for roles, for instance, in project management as well as a project manager. You can also apply for supply chain roles, maybe a sustainable supply chain manager. So there's lots of different modules on the program, which will enable you then to apply for a lot of different kind of roles within industry as well.
And bear in mind, both Raymond and I are both operations and supply chain people, and we both ended up here in DCU. So there are probably roles in academia as well. But don't be hesitant. The roles are quite varied. It's your skill sets and how you apply them that will make it interesting. And remember, your primary degree will also contribute towards some of the choices that you make as well. But there is a huge variety of roles for all of the courses.
So, guys, unless we've any other questions, I can see someone is typing there. So, that's just to say thanks. So, folks, unless we've any other questions, then we might finish up the session. But as I say, Paul and Raymond have both left their contact information there on their slides, so you can contact them separately. And obviously, you can reach out to us via UniBuddy through our ambassadors or through the Postgraduate Hub, where all the contact information for the faculties are. In the meantime, thank you all for tuning in for our talk from the Management Course Programme Chairs here at DCU Business School. And thank you for your interest in Webinar Week as well. And thank you, of course, a massive thank you to Paul and to Raymond for taking the time out to talk to us about their courses in more detail.
Guys, thank you. And listen, wish you all the best, and hopefully talk to some of you very soon. And I think, Shamita, I'll probably see you in autumn 2025. Look forward to meeting you. Bye now.
Take care, everyone. Thanks very much for joining.